wolf and interloper can take between 50 and 100% of your health. Oh, a hacksaw now, that is very useful. Very useful. 2 closed lockers. A whetstone. Nothing much here, that's a bit of a disappointment, I must say. And I've still hardly warmed up here. I don't really want to be eating this twice in terms of the risk for having food poisoning, so I'm going to eat it all at once. Anything here? Come on, give me something good. I get a frontier shooting guide. Well, that'll be firewood. Matches? Very good. Alright, I've got to be careful here because this is a wolf patrol area and also a bear patrol area, so I want to be very careful here. Please give me some nice piece of clothing, like some... Oh, that is fantastic! 63% ski jacket and 82% shoes. It looks like the sunset's coming around soon too. Question is, should I be trying to make my way to Signal Hill before the night falls, or should I go in, sleep in one of these houses? Let me know what you think. Hello everybody, this is ZenTime and welcome back to the long dark survival mode Interloper. Now in the last episode we called it quits at the farmstead, and now we are going to go to the barn afterwards. It is still very cold because it's very early and I wasn't able to sleep for very long. However, I'm going to check this car first before I go, notwithstanding the wolf that's stalking nearby, and just hope that maybe, just maybe I get lucky to find something here without getting mauled by a wolf. I could actually be crouching here, and it's locked. That is unfortunate, and we didn't get a pry bar this time. I'm going to quickly have a look around the porch here and around this side before I leave, and I think we can pretty much leave this farmstead behind at this point, and we probably won't be coming back here for quite a while, because ultimately my intention is to get out of Pleasant Valley as soon as possible, because it really isn't as pleasant as the name suggests. The weather here is the coldest and most unpredictable in the game, and well, aside from like the top of Timberwolf Mountain perhaps, but there's also very little shelter in this map, and there are constant blizzards, and it's just a brutal map to be on. It is definitely not beginner friendly, or should I say beginning friendly, when you have very few clothes on your back. It's pretty brutal to survive here for any more than a couple of real life minutes outside. As you can see, I'm already freezing, and you lose condition extremely fast when you are freezing in this game. 20% condition per hour, so 5 hours of freezing, which isn't very much time in real life, and this is a slow-paced walking game, and you will very quickly be dead if you don't look out for the cold. So you want to be, especially at the start, you want to be running whenever you can. Don't worry about your stamina and your fatigue. In fact, you want to be wearing that out anyway, so that you can go and get longer periods of sleep without having to run around in circles in the house like I did in the last episode, just, you know, losing a few percent of my fatigue bar. Now, an argument can be made that there are downsides to pushing your fatigue, and there certainly are. In fact, the major downside is that when you get into a wolf struggle, you are going to be at a big disadvantage. In fact, you know, probably the major determining factor in terms of how much health you lose in a wolf struggle and whether you win or lose it altogether, is actually your level of fatigue. If you are very fatigued, you are likely to be in a long struggle and lose a lot of health, and that could, at the beginning, especially when you have no clothing yet, to give you a protection bonus. A wolf and interloper can take between 50 and 100% of your health. So that's something that you obviously want to avoid whenever you can. Now I'm in the barn. It is ever so slightly warm in here, 0 degrees, so I'm not actually freezing. And there's again quality tools here. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these quality tools. I'll, be hard enough to use one set of quality tools. They do not... Oh, a hacksaw now. That is very useful. Very useful. Quality tools wear very slowly for most purposes. So, probably if I make a base somewhere, I'll definitely be leaving at least one of them behind. Or if I get too overburdened in any other way. Though, let's hold. Come on, give me something. Give me something. Nope. Nope. Welcome to Interloper, where you are very unlikely to find anything in any place that you search. Got a hacksaw though, which is useful. Alright, I will probably have something in here. Yep.
This will come in handy.
Seems like the medkits at least seem to be containing something a lot of the time. 2 closed lockers. A whetstone. Not useful at this point because you cannot find any hatchets or hunting knives in Interloper. In fact, you have to craft your own improvised knife and hatchet. Which is pretty brutal, because it means...
This stuff will come in handy.
You're going to have to find a heavy hammer, and you're going to have to find a way to farm, the heavy hammer, and then also the cloth and the scrap metal. Yeah. Nothing much here. That's a bit of a disappointment, I must say. And I've still hardly warmed up here. I would really like to be going to Signal Hill, but I don't really want to be losing conditions. I think maybe I should actually be going to Rural Crossroads next thing. And before I do that, I might just go and actually sleep a few hours in the car. Now, how much time do we have here? I want to be sleeping until about then, ideally, and that is roughly... Well, I could be sleeping almost 4 hours here. And I might just do that. Recover a little condition. I will just have to fatigue myself out a little bit more to get those 4 hours worth of sleepy time. And man, does it take a long time to burn down your stamina bar when you're not overburdened. Which I usually am. Okay. Yeah, that should be a very solid 4 hours sleep here. Enough to restore a tiny bit of condition as well as being able to pass the time. How much are we going to have? 300 calories. Is it worth it to spend calories on this? Well, we might as well go and try it with the banged up dog food. Should I? Should I not? Yeah, I don't really want to be eating this twice in terms of the risk for having food poisoning, so I'm going to eat it all at once. 17% lost. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to actually see if I can go and push this to 5 hours here. Let's see, because we certainly have the calories for it. Oh, we did sleep 5 hours. No, not quite. Fully rested. Need some water. And now we can go and check out the Rural Crossroads. And hope we don't get stalked by wolves along the way.
Food.
I know you're hungry, Jennifer. I know. But this is Interloper, and you do not want to eat in this game mode unless you are about to sleep. This is the old hibernation trick that's been used for years, and the devs have tried to counteract that a little, that behavior pattern, by going and giving a buff now that is called Well Rested, which actually gives you a minor buff to your maximum condition as well as your carrying capacity. However, the buff is so small it's simply not worth consuming the extra calories for what you get. Like being able to carry an extra 5 kilograms and having an extra 5% maximum health is just so laughably minimal compared to the amount of calories that you would have to be consuming per day to actually get the well-fed buff, which, by the way, requires you to not starve at all for 3 continuous days. And if you starve at any point during those 3 days, the timer gets reset, and it also does when you are starving. Even after you haven't starved for 3 days, once you have the buff, you lose it again as soon as you starve. So that's insane, because the actual amount of calories needed to live for a day when you are continuously eating is, yeah, it's absurd. Like, it's around, what is it, maybe 2,000-3,000 calories, as opposed to only eating before you sleep, where, well, with my current settings, it's 750 calories for an entire night. So you're looking at roughly 4 times as many calories per day if you want to be getting that well-fed buff, which at the beginning of the game at least is simply not feasible. However, once you get into the later stages and you're just, you've got a hunting gear and you're just constantly killing deer and, snaring tons of rabbits every day, then, you can go for the buff, at least temporarily, but at the beginning of the game, it's certainly not worth it. Ever. Not an Interloper anyway. And in the other game modes, well, it doesn't matter, because the other game modes are laughably easy anyway. There is no challenge really. But, maybe that's subjective, because I've played a lot of Interloper, and the other game modes just don't really do much for me. And there is, of course, Stalker. And, personally, in terms of wildlife, I prefer Interloper to Stalker. People say it's difficult and all that, and, Stalker is difficult in its own way, in that, yes, conditions are not as brutal, but there are a lot of wolves. I mean, Stalker is just, the name is very apt for the mode. You're basically being constantly stalked by wolves, which is, yeah, quite annoying actually. In Interloper, there isn't as much wildlife, and, there are not as many wolves, which makes things a little easier in a sense. However, Interloper is a little more realistic in that it is mainly the weather and the scarcity of things that actually are your biggest enemy, rather than wolves, which is a lot more like real life, I suppose. And, it really adds to the immersion. Because, let's face it, in real life, you wouldn't be going through a devastated island that's been vacated by everybody and just be finding goodies in every place that you search. It's, not very likely, because, let's face it, people realistically would actually be pretty much taking everything and not leaving anything behind if they were really, running away from the place. So, to be finding all these goodies everywhere isn't as realistic, and Interloper does make that a little little more realistic, I suppose. As well as fighting the weather, you know, again, in real life, fighting the weather would be your main issue here, dealing with the cold, as opposed to, you know, fighting wolves, which, you know, in real life wouldn't really attack you at all, unless they're very hungry or you deliberately provoke them. A wolf would just never really do that. Usually in real life, you know, encounter a wolf, you just wave and shout and they run away. Like, they are quite scared of humans, usually. That said, they're certainly not harmless. I believe wolves still kill more people than any other animal in the world. Well, aside from bees for bee stings, for people who are allergic to them. But I think there are a couple of thousand people a year being killed by wolves. And I think most of them are actually in India. Certainly not Canada. Nothing in this place. Surprised I have managed to avoid all the wolves so far. Now, I like to always open the hoods of vehicles that I'm about to search, because
I'll take it.
That way I know which vehicles I have searched. It's sort of like a marker that I leave myself. Alright, anything here? No. Alright, let's find out if there's anything of interest in the store. Anything here? Come on, give me something good. And I get a frontier shooting guide. Well, that'll be firewood.
Nobody needs
matches. Very good. Haven't even needed to make a fire yet, and I've already got 2 packs of matches. That is a great start. And until I find a magnifying glass, which I would probably have to go to... Yeah, I would likely be finding that in Pleasant Valley. I hope. It might be in Pleasant Valley. That'll be a huge help, because then I'll be able to practice my fire starting skills and just make fires without having to pray for more matches. And another sewing kit.
I think I can use this.
And another 2 lockers. Reality is that I'll probably not be finding anything inside those lockers anyway, because it's Interloper, and just because it's locked, that doesn't mean there's anything of value in there. So I'm just going to have to accept the disappointment of not finding anything and not being able to unlock the lockers that probably won't have anything in them anyway. Another candy bar, good. Means less time, less pressure to go and scrounge for cattails. Another locked compartment. That is annoying. Alright, I've got to be careful here, because this is a wolf patrol area and also a bear patrol area, so I want to be very careful here. Oh no, this house is burnt down. Yeah, in Interloper quite a few houses will be burned down. And it is entirely random which ones are. It's different houses are burnt down each time that you play. There's a stone. Quickly. Oh, I don't see no wolf. There is no wolf. Okay. Anything of value here? No. No. Okay, I'm about to get hypothermia again, so I'm gonna go and run inside this house now. And search and hope there will be something good in there. Alright, please give me some nice piece of clothing, like some... Oh, that is fantastic! 63% ski jacket and 82% shoes. Now, these are 93, so that's not useful. But the ski jacket, that is fantastic. So, yeah, I'm gonna be wearing that right away. That is so useful. Another book. Again, very useful at the start. Ski jacket is a fantastic find. I'm so happy with that. It's going to make a big difference in prolonging how long I can be outside without losing serious condition. What's the actual temperature in here? 10 degrees now. Yeah, not much. Not much. Nothing under the bed. Not much, but I see I got 2 chevrons going up on my temperature now instead of just 1. Like we had before, so that's good. Warming up a little faster in this place. Search a door. And please guys, if you see something that I didn't see, if I leave something behind, let me know in the comments. Because I know it can be, you know, a real facepalm watching someone play and just overlook something. But when I'm playing and doing commentary at the same time, my attention is divided. And no matter how much I have played this game, it is harder overall to be paying attention, acute attention to everything while doing the commentary at the same time. So yes, if you do see something that I happen to leave behind, please do let me know. And well, if it's not too late, by the time the next episode comes around, I might still be able to go back and get it. Especially if it's, you know, something really important, like, you know, a pry bar or a heavy hammer. Oh, those crackers are good. Crackers are amazing. They are like...
Yep, I could definitely use this.
Unperishable, like otherwise pretty much only the cattails are. Salty crackers never perish, and that is a great thing. So you can carry them around with you for a long time, and
oh, thank you.
Not worry about them degrading to the point of, you know, being ruined. And I think you also can't get food poisoning from them, although don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure. If you know, then please let me know in the comments, and I'll take it to heart. And, you know, take care that I won't get food poisoned. Anything in here? Nope, 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 nope. Doesn't look like it. Oh, wait, did I search this? No, I did. Okay. Yeah, see, this is my attention span here when doing commentary. Normally, if I'm playing by myself, you know, I can totally focus on the game and not really be missing much. Should I go and... yeah, I'm gonna go and pull a curtain here, just to warm up a little. It looks like the sunset's coming around soon too. Question is, should I be trying to make my way to Signal Hill before the night falls, or should I go and sleep in one of these houses? Let me know what you think. Do you think I should go to Signal Hill now, or should I sleep in one of these houses? I'm just gonna quickly search this car. Open the hood so I know I did. Another granola bar. Fantastic.
Perfect.
Another chocolate bar. I'm finding a lot of food, considering it's Interloper. Unfortunately, I'm not finding a lot of other things. But, you know, food is good. It buys me time, at least. Buys me condition that I can restore. Nothing in the glove box. I can hear the wolf howling. I can hear him. Yeah. I think I'm gonna pick up a few more sticks here and get into this house and search that. And then we'll go and
This pack is getting
see where we
heavy.
go from there. Sticks, sticks, sticks. Always get sticks. Every stick you can. The more the merrier. Sticks are life in Interloper. You just, you don't have the time to even harvest any of these branches. When you have so little clothing, you lose so much health in such a short period of time while freezing that it's simply not worth it. Even breaking up branches, even though it might only take 10 minutes. Those 10 minutes, are like several % of your health once you are freezing. So it's just not worth it. You just gotta keep picking up those sticks. Okay, last thing here. Last hut in this settlement, and there doesn't seem to be anything here. There's a piece of scrap metal. Well, it's something, I guess. Can make me a hook once I get some guts from a rabbit or a deer that I harvest. I think I might go and break up a box here to go and restore some warmth. Alright, and I think with this I'm going to call it an episode. I will leave it to you guys to tell me whether I should stay the night here or make my way to Signal Hill. Let me know in the comments below, and well, we'll play it out by ear next time. Okay, I will see you then. Bye bye.